What is up, people? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. Absolutely no one surprised by last night's results of the first ever Valorant tournament, that being hosted by 100 Thieves, although some drama tied to it. Let's first talk the biggest point out there, that being CS Pros absolutely dominant in the event. The top 4 teams, if you guys not know, initially there were 8 teams set to 2 groups, round robin play. The top 4 advanced to playoffs. It's best of ones the entire way through into the grand finals, which were a best of 3. In the top 4 teams, surprise, surprise, all either had CS history or were former CS pros, which is a fact actually that pissed off one other member we'll talk about here in a second. The winning team eventually going to Shroud. Yeah, his team was all legitimately, if not already current Valorant pros, formerly CSGO. They all were former CSGO pros. Shroud, Ska, retired. Hiko, pursuing a career in Valorant, and alongside AZK and Swag, both former CSGO pros who are already signed to be pro in Valorant. What a shocker, what a surprise. Either way, still a very fun event to watch. Still very proud of a guy like Shroud leading his team to victory. The second place team, that being Flom alongside Tim the Tatman. I don't know what we expected. Yes, they all have former history when it comes to actually playing Counter-Strike. It was actually Ace and Mendo. They first started with Counter-Strike, or at least some part of their past was actually spent playing CS. Then they went to Apex. We also have another guy like Flom himself, still currently in the CS scene. Tim the Tatman, he actually has a former past with CS, albeit though, I don't know how you expect to win an event with a guy like Tim. That's up in the air. Poach also coming for Counter-Strike, and he too was a Fortnite pro until pursuing a career in Valorant as well. The other 2 of the top 4 teams that made the semifinals also consisting of former CS pros. Nadeshot team was him and part of the CSGO lineup, 4 of those guys as well. And the other semifinal team was also Steel, Stewie 2K, Elige, the Liquid Boys, Tens from Cloud9, and another 5th I'm already forgetting, guys, but still an entire CSGO Pro roster of the 8 teams that competed, or 7 teams of the top 4. All 4 were consisting of CS backgrounds or Counter-Strike pros. Just like the Warzone events were dominated by Call of Duty pros, no one is surprised the first ever Valorant event was absolutely torn apart by Counter-Strike pros. But certainly the bigger part of the story to some people's eyes when it comes to the drama of the first ever Valorant event, that being Dr. Disrespect dropping out supposedly, according to Nadeshot, just minutes or very close to the start of the event, which made a lot of people question exactly why.
You say, yeah, sorry guys. You know what? I'm bummed that you guys don't get a play. Basically, what happens when after Summit plays Yasuo's team, that's one of the other team captains. If they win, all we got to do is beat Yasuo when we advance to semifinals. One of the other captains, Dr. Disrespect, dropped out like 10 minutes before the tournament, didn't tell anybody. So we're kind of like holding our dick in our hands like, okay, well, I guess each team has a bye round.
Wait, Yas just said something about...
Yo, when you guys are saying Yaz, who are you talking about? You talking about like Clown?
No. Yasuo.
Yasuo, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what are you talking about? Yeah.
Wait, so Dr. Disrespect doesn't want to play in this thing?
I
Because
mean,
Yasuo is talking shit about him right now, so...
I mean, dude, if I was the doc, I wouldn't want to play it either. Like I said, this is the deepest fucking... Like, realistically, I feel like this tournament should not have been super pro...
Yeah,
you know, it should have been like 2 pros, couple casters, you know what I mean? 1 controller player on each team.
And there's no real denying it here. Dr. Disrespect even actually accepting it himself and admitting to the fact, well, his team is just not going to play the event. I think Mo put it best. If the context is true, we don't know further details. Dr. Dis not exactly the best when it comes to explaining things that don't actually shine the best light on him. And I say that because we talked about him in the past week about some other events that I, wasn't necessarily a fan of. Nothing too atrocious, nothing too bad, but I think Mo puts it the best when you actually accept the invite to the event, when you also recruit a team to play for the event and then wait till last second to actually ditch the event. That doesn't come across too well.
There's a trap near here.
Sorry, I'm uninformed. You're supposed to be against Doc's team, but he screwed his team over. Well, he was just this tournament started at 10, and he was supposed to be ready at 10 with his team, and then he wasn't. And then apparently people saying he just went live right now and said he doesn't want to play at all. But it's like, why would you accept the invite to play in the tournament and then recruit a team to play with you, and then after everyone's ready and day of event say you don't want to play? Like are you fucking 8 years old, bro? Like you're a grown ass man that wears a wig and a mustache, bro. Like
I'm gonna slow back sight.
A grown ass man, like.
But then on the other side, like Summit had said, I know plenty of people, especially when it comes to Dr. Dis's audience, are not going to blame the guy because as these teams were unveiled and announced very slowly, it became very apparent that these teams were absolutely stacked with, like I already mentioned before, tons of CSGO professional players or former professional players or retired professional players. And so to a little bit of Doc's point, you know, maybe he didn't know that. Obviously he was not very aware of the fact these teams would be so loaded. I think to the opposite point of that, though, to counter that, you already accepted the invite, you recruited a team, and of course, if you're not going to ditch the event like you should not, just take your losses very fast in this round robin play. They would have played 3 games, right? 3 games to know they're out of the group, and then all of a sudden you're on with your day and off with your stream playing other games if that's what you want. At the end of the day, Dr. Disrespect explained himself why he ditched the event, and along with that, why he is done playing Valorant.
No tournament today? No, man. Here, let me just respond. Like, I played Valorant all day yesterday. I watched a little bit of Valorant after I got off. And I was watching a little bit this morning. The game is a goddamn snooze fest, man. I can't get into it. I mean, you know, salute to those that can. Good luck. Good luck to those that can like that pace. I want to sprint around, man. I can't. I'm literally falling asleep during rounds. I can't do it anymore. It's a game it's not for me. It's for those that have millions of hours in CS that have been so hopeful that something reskinned of a CS could come out with special sprinkle abilities and rainbow sparkles and unicorns and stuff, like, because that's just not for me. I'm not going to sit there with this.
At the end of the day, you guys can think about that whatever you want, but it's really cool to see that Counter-Strike pros are this dominant in a game like Valorant. The crossover is very strong, obviously. Yes, we see Apex pros doing very well, Overwatch showing up on top of that. I think those are probably likely your top 3. You guys can leave a comment down below. What other esports are transitioning very well to a game like Valorant? I still thought it was actually pretty fun to watch, albeit though the grand finals was a blowout, but it's very, very cool to see so far throughout these early on events. Events are going to be going on throughout this entire week, I do believe, at least a couple others. It's very cool to see what players are rising to the top and what players are going to be in contention to actually be signed as professional Valorant players. Until next time, breaking down esports gaming news here all day long, okay? Take care, drink your coffee, drink your Wawa. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.